Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
You are listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler. Conversations with leading experts in business. And today I have an incredible guest, Talia Adika. Talia is an international healthcare expert, and today our topic is navigating the USA healthcare maze. Talia, welcome to the Brilliance Business Show.
Thank you so much, Mark. I'm very happy and very excited to be here.
I'm really looking forward to a conversation with you today, Talia. Before I get started, I just need to make a legal disclaimer that Talia is not offering legal advice or legal assistance. Talia, let's get started with the show. Can you share with our listeners a little bit about yourself and your business?
Sure. I am the owner of TY Health Insurance Brokerage, which is an international health insurance firm. We have offices in a few locations within the USA and within Canada as well. And most of our job duties and functions is assisting others, small businesses, entrepreneurs, freelancers with healthcare. Unlike every other country in the world, the USA healthcare is something that you have to purchase and shop around for rather than it be included. So if anybody is living within the USA, healthcare is a major topic, receiving the right care, the right access, and for doctors and hospitals. And a lot of people will reach out to my organization for that type of guidance and assistance.
You have made a really important point there, Talia, because I am here in the UK. We are lucky. We do get the NHS where our healthcare is provided for us. But we do hear about the USA a lot. And it's such a shame that there are people out there that can't afford their healthcare. You hear such tragic stories. Healthcare is so important. It's great that there are companies out there like you really out to help their clients and customers. That brings me to my next question. Who are your customers and clients?
Most of my clients and customers are small business owners, entrepreneurs that have ventured off on their own, and they started their own business. So a lot of startup companies, or even sole proprietors. So they are self-employed, they work for themselves, lawyers, doctors, investors, finance investors, and they may not have the resources that an employee may have. So when you are an employee, you work for a major corporation and everything is taken care of for you. When you are an entrepreneur, a sole proprietor, or even a freelancer, yes, you have the talent and you want to succeed in your desired profession, but everything else is something that you have to care for yourself, and that includes healthcare. So that's really where my services come in, and I assist individuals and entrepreneurs in that type of situation.
Do you recall a specific ha-ha moment that led to the launch of your business?
So in 2012, this business started in 1980. My uncle had his own practice, and he did very well for himself. But then in 2012, he wanted to retire. And by then I had already studied for my license. It was something that I was dabbling into. And I remember I kind of tried it out for a few months. And then I stopped, actually, and I went back to my old corporate job. And I'll never forget, while I was at work at my corporate job, I was still getting calls and a lot of recognition within the healthcare industry. And that was the moment that, you know what, maybe this is my calling. Because sometimes when you venture off into a new venture and then you change your mind and you kind of leave it on the back burner, it stays on the back burner. But in my situation, it just kept on popping up every day, you know, maybe, and then that aha moment was, maybe I should do this. Maybe this is my calling and this should be my career. And I'm very happy that I did listen to my intuition, because I'm here with you today.
What really motivates you to jump out of bed every single morning?
What motivates me is to stay on top of the healthcare maze that we have here in the USA. And I also like to live that healthy lifestyle where, you know, trying to take walks in the morning, eating healthy, and by all means, it's very hard to do, but it is a conscious effort. And that's really what motivates me to kind of practice what I preach. So I'm very big into health and wellness and teaching that to others and having a very healthy lifestyle. And because I practice that lifestyle, I bring that with me every day when I speak to my clients, when I guide and I assist others. It's always in the back of my mind. And to be healthy, and to be healthy doesn't necessarily mean to be skinny. When we look at health and well-being, there's mental health. How do you manage stress at work? How do you implement activities that make you happy, right? How can we find different eating solutions when we go out to eat and trying to choose the best option for us? So that's what motivates me every day, to live that healthy lifestyle and to teach that to others.
I agree with you totally. It's rituals and routines that you stick to every single day. Eating well, getting just a little bit of exercise. I also meditate too. That has a massive impact on the way I feel. I find if you stick to these little rituals and routines, it does make you feel so much better, doesn't it, Talia?
It does. And I'm not saying that everything is perfect. You know, just like everybody else, we all have our good days and our bad days. You know, yeah. But I try to keep a balance, and I try to promote that when I speak to others and try to make them feel good as well.
What sets your business apart, and what unique need are you filling for your customers?
I think what sets us apart here for my business, we still have customer interaction, which means that I do speak to every single client before we look over health insurance rates or today everything is just so automated. You go online, you enter your personal information, and then you just review. Here in the States, it would be a network of plans and pricing. But I try to change that experience. I want to know what their personal story is. Why are they reaching out to us? What happened to them? What type of need do they have? And based on that conversation and based on their needs, I accommodate that request. and try to fill in that void. And even if I am placed in a situation where I cannot physically assist that person, I at least guide them in the right path to somebody or a government facility that can.
That really is unique today, Talia, because even just making simple phone calls here in the UK to your bank to get to speak to someone on the other side is so unusual these days. You are on automation, having to press loads of buttons to try to get to speak to someone. So that really does make your business stand out, that you're there to listen and support your clients. Why is your service especially important in today's modern world?
So in today's modern world, especially here in the USA, it's just having access to the right healthcare. So especially within the state of New York, most entrepreneurs and sole proprietors that are self-employed and own their own business, they do not have access to the health care that, like I said before, that a major corporation, an employee for a major corporation would have. So they reach out to me in hope of a solution. And most of the times we do deliver because we do have the guidance and the tools that can provide what they're looking for. So we do have that available to them for the sole proprietors and the entrepreneurs in regards to healthcare.
Can you share more detail on the kinds of services and products you offer?
So the services that we provide is, of course, benefits. So healthcare, health and well-being. If somebody needs guidance at work, we have special programs, yoga at work, healthy eating coaches that will come on site. We also provide assistance with how to manage healthcare. So a lot of the times you have health insurance here in the States, but the doctor's claims are not being paid. So then that claim is now forced onto the member. So we try to guide the members on how to navigate that, where to submit those claims and not having to pay them. Another issue here is at the hospital. Some hospitals are in network and then you have others that are out of network. But what happens if you are admitted to a hospital for a true emergency? What do you do then when you're left with the bills? So we provide a lot of guidance and assistance on how to manage your health care. We also assist small business owners with their employee benefits. So with new hires and terminations, providing employee wellness and new hire orientation. So those are just some of the services that we provide.
Now, I would imagine you have all sorts of client success stories. What is one that really stands out in your mind?
Okay, I have one, and this is very recent. This happened to me just a few weeks ago. I had a wonderful woman. She is a small business owner. She owns a construction firm, which is very, very unheard of because that's very male dominated. But that is her business. And she was very, very concerned. She was upset because she wanted to start a small group plan, but she felt she didn't have the resources to do so. Another issue that she had was her mother, who just arrived from the Ukraine, had, or until today, is battling breast cancer. And the new law states here in the USA that if somebody is applying for a green card or a permanent residency, they can no longer apply for government assisted healthcare. So she was very nervous, and she couldn't afford out-of-pocket healthcare. I was able to assist her. So I assisted her with implementing a small group plan for herself and her employees, as well as obtaining coverage for her mother, where now she has access to one of the top hospitals here in New York City.
Talia, that is actually a really great success story, because for that customer or that client, you have really given them peace of mind that would have been keeping them awake at night. That must give you a lot of satisfaction.
I do receive satisfaction from helping others. I remember when she did call me and she was so nervous, and I said, and I know, we have been taught that when people say, don't worry, you should worry, but that's not always the case here. So I really sincerely, I told her, I will be able to help you. And I did deliver. And that does make me feel good, that knowing that her, of course, the employees have coverage, but her mother is being taken care of as we speak as well.
How do clients typically hear about you, and are there certain life moments that usually lead to them seeking you out?
Yes. So most of my clients are referral based. So a colleague recommending a colleague, a family member recommending me to another family member or a close family friend. So I am well known in the entrepreneur market, sole proprietorship market. Most would reach out to me when they start their business, because that's that time in their life where they're no longer covered under their employer group plan. And there is an option here in the States, and it's called Cobra. And what that stands for is you are entitled for your company benefits. It could be for a year, just for a short period of time. But most of the time, the cost to keep that is double in price, because the corporation will no longer sponsor it for you. So they do reach out to me during those time, during that time in their life, because they're saying, well, I can't afford this, but I need health care. And I shouldn't be penalized because I want to start my own business or because I ventured off on my own. And that's where I assist others, and we work together to find something that will be a right fit, and mostly on budget-wise, financially, because that's really the major concern. Can I afford this? I want this, but how much will it cost me? And that's really where that lies.
I find your work fascinating, Talia. Is there anything we did not cover that you would like to share?
Happy to speak to you. I'm happy that we met, and I feel very blessed that I get to share my business and my story with you and your audience. And I'm always available for any questions. So if anybody feels that they can relate to any of the topics we discussed, they can always reach out to me directly, and I would be more than happy to assist them on their personal journey.
So can you share with our listeners, how can people connect with you? What's your website address? What's your email address? Really tell our audience the next steps to get in touch.
Sure. So our website is tyhealthinsurance.com. And the best way to reach out if you do have a personal question would be via email, which is info, I-N-F-O, at tyhealthinsurance.com. And we're very quick to respond within a few hours' time. and then we can always coordinate and schedule a call where you can speak to me directly.
Talia, thank you so much for being my guest today on the Brilliance Business Show. I've really enjoyed our conversation today.
Thank you so much, Mark, and thank you for inviting me here.
It's been a pleasure. You have been listening to the Brilliance Business Show. I am your host, Mark Stephen Pooler, Conversations with Leading Experts in Business. Today, I have been having a conversation with Talia Adika. Our topic has been navigating the USA healthcare maze. And Talia is an international healthcare expert. Please reach out to her with any of your concerns. Until next time on the Brilliance Business Show, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.